Tonight's headlines: travel restrictions on UAE, Hungary imposed. Sara Duterte most qualified to be president. DTI pushes easing of age restrictions anew. Coronavirus cases in the country at 496,646. Bulk of AstraZeneca vaccine to arrive in 2022. A frontal system to bring rains over 3 areas. PSEi drops on negative US data. And Peso up on new all-time high foreign reserves. Good evening. Today is Friday, January 15, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. Malacanang announced on Friday that the Philippines has included the United Arab Emirates and Hungary in the list of countries covered by travel restrictions due to the new coronavirus variant. According to presidential spokesperson Sara Duterte, the entry ban on foreigners from the UAE and Hungary, which was approved by the Office of the President, will be implemented from January 17 to 31. The Department of Health earlier pushed for the inclusion of the UAE after the UK variant of the virus that causes COVID-19 was detected on a Filipino who recently traveled to the Arab nation. Foreigners who arrive before January 17 will be required to undergo a facility-based 14-day quarantine even if they obtain a negative RT-PCR test result. Filipinos will be allowed to enter the Philippines as long as they undergo screening for COVID-19 and 14-day facility-based quarantine. Presidential spokesperson Sara Duterte believes Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte is the most qualified person to succeed her father, President Rodrigo Duterte, in Malacanang in June 2022. Roque made the statement on Friday despite President Rodrigo Duterte's pronouncement on Thursday that his daughter is not running for president. The chief executive also said the presidency was not a job for a woman because men and women have different emotional setup. The palace official expressed optimism that Sara Duterte will make the right decision at the right time. Sara Duterte emerged as a possible contender for the presidency in the May 2022 elections after she topped the latest Pulse Asia survey on Filipinos' preferences for the country's top job. The mayor has since asked pollsters to exclude her name from future surveys. Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez on Friday called anew for the easing of age restrictions to further boost consumer demand and help revive the COVID-19 battered economy. Lopez said that since last year, he has been pushing to allow minors to go out of their homes. Minors were previously not allowed to go out in Metro Manila until the government agreed to allow people as young as 15 and as old as 65 to leave homes. In proposing to ease the allowed age to go out to 10 years old, Lopez said that children in the age bracket are old enough to understand they need to comply with minimum health protocols. Acting Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Carl Chua earlier said that age restrictions have affected market demand since children contribute significantly to family consumption. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
That's it, never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app, now you can check, view, subscribe, renew, help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
Hashtag 1 for PSM.
Hello, can I get the following? 1 pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung sofa, tapos slide, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my hashtag 143SM. Call to the... Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa... cancel ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami mag-deliver.
Call to deliver. Call hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Call hashtag 143SM. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
The Department of Health reported 2,048 confirmed coronavirus cases on Friday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 496,646. Bulacan reported the highest number of new cases with 98, followed by Davao with 89, Pangasinan with 84, Manila with 80, and Leyte with 73. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 459,737 after 551 patients recovered from the disease. The death toll is now at 9,876 with 137 fatalities recorded. There are also 27,033 active cases undergoing treatment or quarantine, of which 84.5% are mild, 7.4% are asymptomatic, 2.8% are severe, and 4.9% are in critical condition. Data from the DOH also show that 60% of the country's intensive care unit beds are available, while 78% of the mechanical ventilators are ready for use. The palace on Friday disclosed that the bulk of COVID-19 vaccine doses from British-Swedish firm AstraZeneca will be delivered to the Philippines in 2022. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said that the Philippines has so far locked in 19.6 million doses, with the initial delivery set for July this year. The AstraZeneca vaccine doses were secured through the efforts of the national government, local government units, and the private sector. AstraZeneca's application for an emergency use authorization has yet to be approved by the Food and Drug Administration. The Philippines aims to secure 148 million doses from several vaccine makers this year. The rollout of the vaccines is expected to begin in February. State Weather Bureau Pagasa on Friday announced that the tail end of a frontal system and warm winds from the Pacific Ocean called the easterlies are expected to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over the Bicol region, Caraga, and northern Mindanao. In its 24-hour forecast, the weather agency said the frontal system is affecting the eastern section of southern Luzon. Pagasa warned affected residents of possible flash floods or landslides due to moderate to heavy rains. Meanwhile, the northeast monsoon may bring cloudy skies with light rains over the Cagayan Valley and the Cordillera Administrative Region, as well as partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains over Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon, but it has no significant impact on the said areas. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms will meanwhile prevail over the Visayas and the rest of Mindanao due to the easterlies. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
In business, Philippine stocks ended lower on Friday on negative US data and news of fresh stimulus to boost the world's largest economy. The benchmark Philippine Stock Exchange Index slid 34.69 points or 0.47% to end at 7,238.46 at the closing bell. The broader all-shares index declined 8.46 points or 0.19% to close at 4,342.48. Regina Capital Development Corporation Head of Sales Luis Lindingan said that local shares closed lower as investors digested the biggest jobless claim surge since March last year, outweighing the unveiling of U.S. President-elect Joe Biden's stimulus plan. PNB Securities Incorporation President Manuel Lisbona, on the other hand, said the local market ended marginally lower this week, while the region's bourses closed mixed. Value turnover stood at 11.03 billion pesos, with 147.24 billion shares switching hands, higher than the previous session's 10.96 billion pesos with 30.9 billion issues. Advancers led decliners 120 to 103, while 42 issues were unchanged. And the Philippine peso closed the week stronger against the US dollar on Friday as the country's all-time high foreign reserves boosted the attractiveness of the local unit. The local currency gained 0.05 centavos to close at 48.065 to a dollar from Thursday's finish of 48.07. This is the strongest for the peso in more than 4 years, or since September 23, 2016, when it closed at 47.99 to a dollar. Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation Chief Economist Michael Ricafort said the peso exchange rate is slightly stronger versus the dollar after the sharp increase in the gross international reserve data by $5 billion month-on-month to a new record high of $109.8 billion as of end December 2020. The end December 2020 foreign reserves level represents an adequate external liquidity buffer, as such level can help cushion the domestic economy against external shocks. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition and Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Scarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store on Viber and search for Katribu. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and the Araneta City for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall. The world's original thriller. And the first ever Beanie Beanie pageant. Now a place for your first win. Your first catch. Your first home. Your first big break. Your first date. And even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.